This month in drinking history. Ha 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 ha.
I know I have my own applause, I don't care. Hello and welcome to This Month in Drinking History, a drink-along comedy game show. It's when we try and work out who is going to pick up the bar tab. So it's the person who has the highest amount of units at the end is the winner, and the one with the least amount of units has to pay for all the drinks, which is really sad this time because two of our panel are not drinking. So we're going to start straight away with Who Drinking Cheers. So as always, Craig, kick us off with Who Drinking Cheers.
Hello, I'm... Great start. Great start already. My name is Craig Wilson.
Hi, Craig.
Hello.
Hi, Craig.
Hi, Craig.
Hi, Craig.
Got a problem.
Sorry, that could not have started more like an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting.
My name is Craig. Well, there's a bit of that in this.
There is a
Thanks,
little bit.
thanks,
There's a little
thanks
bit.
Billy, for the only person in 14 or something episodes to pick that up.
You're more than welcome. Checks in the post.
I'm Craig Wilson. I've got
Hi, Craig.
to say it as many times as I can. I'm the hot one on the podcast.
The non-filmed podcast.
Yeah, I've decided that. No one can disprove it.
Minus subscriptions on his OnlyFans. He's the only person ever to do that.
I gotta say, it's not a high bar.
I'm the hot one. You know, Ian, you can be the the guy in charge. Elliot's the weird one. You know, Billy's the funny one. There's the guest.
Hello.
I was just about to say.
There's a guest, but I've decided I'm the hot one because I don't know if you know this, guys, but today I got asked for feet pics on Instagram.
You got asked for pics of your feet
Yeah.
or where to get them?
No,
Because you just look like the
guy
type
knows-
of guy
this guy
that
knows.
knows
I
where
do
to
wear
get
a
them.
shirt that says like sicko all the
Right,
time,
okay.
and so but no,
Yeah,
it was
so,
a
You know there's been
guy,
an outbreak of foot and mouth.
hell yeah, man.
Right here.
There's about to be.
there's a vet out there somewhere that is very turned on.
I think it's called the Quentin Tarantino, isn't it?
Who was it? Can you say who
No,
it
we
was?
get to
It's
this
just some guy,
podcast,
some guy, just some guy on Instagram. He followed me and he liked all my photos, and then
Do you follow him back?
no.
No, he'd have probably came if it was the footsteps.
Yeah, so I'm about to be very rich.
That's who?
So I will not be on the next episode.
So that's who. That's the
And,
drink.
I'm drinking Cruz Campo cerveza because I'm literally like I think I'm like 12 hours removed from being in Seville where it's made. So
Every time he
nice.
says the name of the beer, it sounds like he's saying Bruce Campbell in a Spanish voice. do it again.
Cruz Campo.
Every time
he was
says it.
he was in Evil Dead.
Yeah, it started with the Evil Dead.
Craig does strike me as the kind of guy that would speak Spanish like that, like the proper English version of
Oh.
Spanish.
Egg and chips.
Cerveza, por favor. So, right, so that's your drink. Your cheers.
That's
then.
I'm drinking. Oh, I don't like gravy. That's my impression of Elliot.
That's it. Was it? Oh, okay.
Sure.
Why not? Yeah. We do it again?
Oh, I don't like gravy.
Oh,
That is bang on me.
That's the noise you hear looking in the mirror. That's fucking. So we'll move on. Billy, give us your who drinking cheers. Please.
Hello, I'm Billy Kirkwood, professional shambles.
How do you shamble?
I shamble quite often, sometimes backhand. But I'm drinking Dr. Pepper Zero because I'm not a coward. And my cheers is going to be Roderick the Plums. Thank you.
Okay, right. You remember you've got to write these down. This is nice. So Roderick the Plums, what are you drinking out of, Billy?
Well, I'm drinking out of a Chuug. So this was given to me by the good people at Chuug. Why not finish off your night with the Chuug? I'm the voice of the advert.
Is that the advert?
That's the advert. And then they went, oh, you could drink hot drinks out of it as well. Start off and finish your day
With a hot
with
chug.
with a Chuug.
With a hot chug.
CHWG. So yeah, it's a big Viking kind of, and it keeps your drinks hot. I'm not giving them any more of a free
I
plug.
swear to God, I think it's like this far in, we've already found the name of the podcast. A hot chug.
A hot Chuug. Why not?
Start your day with a hot chug.
So Roderick the Plums. That's fine.
Roderick
I heard
the
it. I heard it shouted, and the Waitrose just down from where Rick Molland lives in Edinburgh, and I wasn't quite. But it was the dismissive of like as if he'd forgotten Roderick, the Plums, and I was just like, "Fucking you, arsehole, Roderick."
I thought that was maybe his nickname.
Could be.
Someone's going home to get a timeout because he forgot the plums. I'm counting to 3.
I do like the idea of it being his nickname.
Roderick the Plums.
Down the golf course. Oh, Roderick the Plums.
like some kind of really middle class gangster.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, don't mess with Roderick the Plums. You don't want to know what he does to you.
Bringing in couscous during the Prohibition era.
Fred MacAulay, who drinking
MacAulay,
tears?
MacAulay.
Everybody, MacAulay!
Thank you. I am Fred, full name Frederick MacAulay. Delighted to be with you. Thanks
we are
very much
delighted to have you.
for having me. I'm drinking Diet Coke. Diet Coke. A Welshman. Diet Coke.
Diet Coke.
Here he comes
Because
now, Diet Coke. Oh no, the plums. I'll never do that accent again, I can assure you that.
That's a good impression of Elliot.
Yeah. Frederick the Plums. No. And well, I thought I would have as a cheers because today nobody asked for a picture of my feet.
For the first time in ages.
I don't have any podiatrists following me on Instagram that I know of.
I'm not thinking this guy is qualified. If I'm
so-
honest.
As
When
amateur
No, I'm not going to go
Yeah,
plums. I'm not going to go feet. I'm going to go hot stones.
Hot stones.
Hot stones. I haven't heard that in a long time.
Yeah.
It sounds like the exclamation of a budding cub reporter in the 1960s.
It sounds like he was trying to explain what was stuffed in his anus. It's like, hot stones!
It's actually it's a method of cooking. As you know.
Oh.
Hot,
Yeah,
the Pierre Chaud, the hot stones.
It's also
It's
a
a
meditation technique. You get them on your back.
Yeah.
I thought it was a Spanish Rolling Stones tribute. I think.
hot stones.
Hot stones.
Fuego stone.
And to you too.
This month's reason for drinking, that's when we asked the panel why they are or are not drinking this month. So, Craig, can you furnish us with this month's reason for drinking?
I'm drinking because I'm celebrating. Because I got a new job.
Oh,
Congratulations.
congratulations.
Yeah. I've just been hired to be the guy who teaches the monkeys to smoke in movies.
For fuck's sake.
You know, like, they don't pay me a lot, but, you know.
You should just see his little face light up.
Yeah.
Never mind.
You've spoiled my joke later on.
Okay.
You know, but do the monkeys love it? No, they absolutely hate it. They despise it.
What movies have you done so far?
Not a big demand for it these days. But you know, I get to work in Hollywood. It's mostly just lighting up cigarettes and handing them to like Build-A-Bears. And I don't know why it has to be Build-A-Bears. You know, they are expensive, and we're going through a lot of them.
My granddad owned a monkey. He owned a monkey. You know that?
Can you actually own a monkey?
I'll elaborate. During the it was a different time. You could buy buy animals off various dodgy characters that would bring them over in a boat.
Oh, I thought it was the boat. I thought it was in the pub you were going to say.
Oh,
That was
no,
really
no.
upset.
But
Meat,
So-
monkey. You know.
So in my dad's later years, I often asked, did anyone else in the family ever go into any form of entertainment? And he went, oh, not really. I mean, your granddad was an award-winning yodeler. And it was like, well, that'll do, Davey.
Do you know what it used to cost to get a monkey? A pony.
Hey.
But apparently the
4
big,
guys will get that.
apparently the big climax of my granddad's act was at the end of him yodeling in various working man's clubs up and down the west coast of Scotland primarily. A monkey would come up and light his cigarette.
Did Craig teach him?
No. He did. He let
When I
he
was
let my granddad
negative
cigarette.
34.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, that was his big. So you owned a monkey, but you bought off a milkman.
You stop talking. This is Craig's
Sorry, I
time.
beg your pardon. I was just trying to identify with my monkey-related chat.
I got that.
I've
No.
got a creepy heckle about a monkey as well.
I
if you
know.
wanna hear
I
it.
was like, see, this is the thing. As soon as you said monkey, his eyes lit up, and I went, "Here we go. This will be a nightmare to fucking
You made a
edit."
dent in the table from gripping it.
This is the first time I've met Craig, and I do feel sorry for you moving into the whole monkey cigarette thing just as they're putting them onto vapes.
Yeah, I know. They say it's a dying industry, but my boss assures me that it's gonna go.
It's going to be a
It's,
busy.
it's on
2025.
the up. You know, I've never seen his face before, and he lives in Singapore, and he phones me at 4 a.m. every day.
And ask for
Cheetah
pictures
on
of your
a
feet.
Ask for
strawberry
pictures of my feet.
Maybe that's because he's surrounded by monkeys. They've just got hands for feet. Maybe he's just starved and wants more real human feet.
With the little feet hands, we know what they're capable of. It's a monkey that actually asked for the feet pics.
So you drink.
If you put a monkey, an infinite amount of monkeys and an infinite amount of typewriters, they're gonna end up asking for feet pics.
Yes.
Also, I hit my head on Wednesday.
Right, okay, so and your job's great. I'm really excited for it. So, Billy.
It's two things, really. First of all, JD Vance needs to stay in his fucking lane, having a pop at Scotland.
Go fuck himself.
Yeah, go fuck himself. But the second one is really I'm looking after my aunt's budgie, and I fucking hate budgies. I absolutely fucking can't stand this bastard. It's something I never thought I'd come because it flies about wild, and I hate this. I hate just flies about, and I hate it. Little flappy fucker just comes at your ears and all that type of thing. Not literally coming at your ears.
Because there was a Tory MP. His thing used to be having. This was in the 80s.
Yeah.
Loads of comedians did sketches about it. It's the only reason I know. They used to have a thing where he put a bin bag over him.
The sex thing.
And having a budgie fly about inside the thing. Right, that was his thing. Right, but what most comedians went for the whole joke of, how did he find that out? Do you know what I mean? What series of events was like, wait a minute, I'm inside this, there's a fucking budgie flying in here now. Oh, wait a minute.
Well, so far I can tell you it's very much been a hard off thing when this thing has been flying at me. I hate this flappy little fucker.
So it's a hard no from Billy on the budgie.
Budgie can go fuck itself. I've never hated an animal more in my fucking life. You've got to let it out the cage a couple of times a day. You fucking stay in there. Dorothy. Its name is fucking Dorothy.
That is a reason for drinking.
I hate it. I'm never ready. Like, I think I'm not a twitchy guy. But this thing will just like right your ears and just like, fucking piece of shit.
Do you think it
Let
knows?
it out the bag.
Let it out the bag.
Nah, give me two. I fucking left it in charge of the car.
So, Fred, what's this month's reason for drinking?
Billy's pet's going, we're not going to have a cigarette after this.
Craig's like, cigarette.
You need to move into the dog smoking.
This month, February, with both the R's pronounced, having a dry February.
Is that because it's the
Which
shortest
people do
month of the
dry
year?
January. Well, no, it was because I didn't have the opportunity. I could have had the opportunity to not drink in January, but I thought there's too many little things, occasions in the month. I'll do February.
I think doing January's a tricky one because you've always got Hogmanay.
Yeah, I know.
So there you
You're
are
not going
with
to
a
cut
drink in
off
your
at
hand.
midnight, are you?
Yeah, that first bell goes. There's Fred MacAulay trying to drink 3 pints over in the corner before the final bell.
Oh, we've all done that. Back when they used to close pubs at 10 p.m. Triple rounds. So yeah, I'm having a month off the booze.
Nice.
But I'm not a heavy drinker anyway.
No, I know. I'll make up for it. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I'll do
Roll
the
on the
balance.
1st of March.
That's a good one. So, right, other things you could have had this month. We've got Valentine's Day, obviously,
Yeah.
14th. National Drink Wine Day. These are real. I didn't make them up. National Margarita Day. It's another one. World Bartender Day is on the 24th, so that's very close. I believe it's Elliot's birthday soon.
Next month.
Is it next month, March?
That's why I'm getting hammered.
That's why we might as well get started. Is what I was thinking. But so what's the scores? How are we doing, Elliot? Can you tell us with minimal amount of abuse to me?
I cannot promise that, Ian.
You cannot neither confirm nor deny. Yes. So how is the panel doing?
Oh, they're doing wonderfully, Daddy Twink. How are you doing today? What were you drinking tonight, Ian?
I'm drinking, as always, my preferred cocktail of gin and water.
Oh, lovely. I've gone rather chilly tonight. Baltic, you could say. I've got this lovely, delicious jar of Balti cooking sauce, which I'm going to award to the loser of tonight's show. I think the rule should be, if you are shit, you have one.
Okay. So you're going to award...
I'm going to award the Balti sauce to our loser tonight. So I'm going to leave it next to Craig because you never know.
As a hint.
Saves me a journey later. I drink very well so far. I mean, given the amount of cigarettes Craig's hanging out, he's really committing to the whole being the hot one. I think he is the hot one out of us because he is like the sensation of being hot, rarely felt or noticed in Scotland.
That's an outstanding joke. Craig, you are the hot one.
he is the hot one. And you know what? I'm surprised he's getting asked for feet pics because he's got an awful soul. And also, in the world of comedy, he will always be a footnote. But anyway,
You are smashing this, Elliot. You are smashing this.
but no, I enjoyed his monkey anecdotes. But you know what? If you're going to train monkeys to smoke, make sure they're doing it post-watershed. That's my PG tip. It could last forever. It could last forever. It could last forever. But no.
Top, maybe.
But no, I am fully on board of Billy's reason for drinking. You know, fuck JD Vance having a pop at Scotland. So hey, that's our fucking job.
Pretty much, yeah.
We were arseholes first. And you know what? I think, I've got a lot of respect for Fred. You know what? In the whole month of Valentine's Day, of romance, of making love, he said, nope, I'm going to go dry. Respect for him. Top points for Fred.
Fantastic. Let's move on. So round 2, we're going to hit you with fruity, sweet or tart. That is when I read out a cocktail name based on the cocktail name, and a couple of questions you can ask. You get to work out whether the cocktail is actually fruity, sweet or tart. So first up, we have zombie shot. That's zombie shot.
Can you tell us the colour?
It's kind of a multi-layered coloured one.
Right.
So it looks like it's got brains in it.
Right.
Yeah.
So this isn't a brain hemorrhage.
It's a shot. It's
a very different thing.
It's very different.
Okay. Is there fruit in it?
Well, that's one of the questions I always say, no, Billy, I can't answer that one.
Is there trickles of red?
Colour-wise, yes.
Right. Yeah.
Is this a?
In fact, I can let you know there's grenadine in it to make that particular actual.
Do you know when this came out?
It's quite a modern drink.
Quite a modern drink.
Quite a modern drink, an American one. I think it's based on the zombie cocktail. This is the shot version of it. So.
Oh.
So is the zombie cocktail bittersweet?
Do you know something about there is actually 7 different versions of the zombie
Oh,
cocktail?
for fuck's sake!
Is it just like all the shit you're trying to get rid of?
That was one of the originals. That was pretty much how it started, but then they modified it, made it better, made it prettier, and then made it cost more with less alcohol, which I would take a stand against. But no. So,
do you
but
think,
back to
Vince?
the
Are you up
shot,
for
the
a
zombie
guess?
shot.
I'm forever trying to do this round wrong, and you know the song "Zombie" by the
Cranberries.
Fruit.
Uh-huh.
I'm thinking fruit.
Okay. So we're gonna go straight for the answers then. So we've got one fruit.
Well, I've never been a big fan of cranberries because they're
Makes you
kind of like
fart.
blueberries with a flu. So I'm gonna say, I just don't like them. I mean, they help you with thrush though, so that's a thing.
There you go.
So I'm gonna say.
There's a lot of nodding going on. I didn't know that they helped you with thrush.
Yeah, it helps you with thrush.
I've managed to get it without.
Really?
No, it helps not get.
Oh, right, okay, my apologies.
That helps the symptoms, I believe. It's I've never dipped my own fanny in a vat of cranberry juice. Not yet, anyway. Well, there was one Thanksgiving though.
That's why a cranberry and vodka juice should always a cranberry and vodka should always be a telltale sign when someone's ordered that at the bar. Cranberry and vodka. Oh, okay.
If any aspiring bartenders out there, though, I wouldn't bring that up in casual chat just in case.
Just fanny the drawing.
Hey, I'm gonna to make it interesting, though, I'm gonna say sweet.
Sweet. So we have a fruity, we have a sweet, and Mr. MacAulay.
I'm going tart.
Tart. So I can let you know that zombie shot is in fact fruity.
Oh.
Peach schnapps, Bailey's ice cream, creme de menthe and grenadine. The barely curdles when it's touched the peach schnapps, therefore creating a brain-like texture, and the grenadine adds the bloody touch of creme de menthe, brings on the green zombie vibe. Jesus. I nearly made Jamie puke.
Yes.
He went literally white.
He was chewing on something.
Jamie, our sound tech, didn't trust that last burp.
And that's a shot.
It's a shot, yeah. It's a layered shot.
Trouble in it.
That's a lot. I know.
It's a lot in a shot.
Imagine a load of like students coming in, and you're like, oh, we'll have 12 of them.
Yeah,
No,
but
we're
it's
out.
still going to be about $18 each, so students aren't drinking it. So here's a great one from history. We have tarantula juice. Tarantula juice. Is it fruity, sweet, or tart?
Oh, I was about to say I went out with that girl in
Tarantula juice. It sounds like a punk band from the
Yeah.
70s, doesn't it? We are tarantula juice. Fucking get on you.
2, 3, 4.
Punks can't count. Shut up.
Exactly. Well, that's why you missed out one. It's its origins. Do you know? Can you tell us the country of origin?
I can actually tell quite a lot about this one. This is it's a saloon drink from the Wild West.
Right.
Yeah.
Any gold in it?
There is not gold in it. It's probably the only thing it's not. Did you span her, Bally?
Well, I've just met her.
Fuck off.
But were they big in cocktails in the Wild West?
Well, it's a mixed drink, so technically a cocktail. But
That's a very good point.
Not when I was there. I'm not saying I'm old, but I don't remember that.
I don't remember that.
That damn!
In the 1800s, I
I
don't
tell
remember
you,
that.
I was standing in the bar.
Hey, boy.
Give me a
I
drink.
give you one of them cocktails.
I'll see you outside, Sheriff. You'll wait till I finish this Cosmopolitan like everyone else. You goddamn pussy willow.
High noon and high cocktail.
Yeah.
A highball at high noon. I'll watch that film.
I actually think I would watch that film.
So tarantula juice, right?
Can we ask about the colour of
The
this one?
colour would be deeply kind of clear as fuck.
It's probably made in somebody's shoe.
You're
in the
not
Wild
far
West.
wrong on this fucker, right? This is a particular epic drink I
My
found
final
through history.
Is there any tarantulas in this?
There is not any tarantula. No tarantulas was harmed in the making of these drinks.
Different time.
It's the animal abuse special.
This is sponsored by Peter.
Who's Peter?
He was in the Hunger Games.
Oh, yeah.
So do you think this was a kind of response to worms and tequila?
No, that's mezcal was like entirely different. But mezcal drinks are a lot later. Tequila wouldn't have the worm in it at that time.
Okay.
Why is it called tarantula juice?
Because it was because
Ain't
they
gonna
were
be
going.
sweet.
You're going to be hard.
I mean, I don't think it's going to be
Has it got a
sweet.
lot of
It's gonna be
legs?
fruity.
It's got a lot of legs. Go, Elliot. You're on fire today. No, so it's again, it's one of these things. It's make it look masculine.
What did Elliot say there? I missed that.
It's got a lot of
It's got a
legs.
lot of legs.
I like that. I like that.
It's funny when Craig says
Pictures
it.
of their 8 feet. You
It's
got
a hot one.
I've got pictures of their 8 feet. That's amazing.
I'm going tart.
Tart. We have Fred MacAulay shouting tart at me. Who knew the day would come?
Not soon enough.
I mean, I just the washing, the taste of sand and whatever else is in the horse manure and everything else in the Old West out of there. Like you say, this isn't going to be a. Yeah, I don't think this is going to be nice.
Okay.
So so I can't sweet or fruity. I have to.
Pick the same
I think I'm going to concur.
tart.
I think this is going to taste more like Castrol GTX than anything else.
Craig.
I think it's tarts across the board.
It's 3 tarts all sitting here shouting at me. It's lovely. And
Yeah.
it is, in fact, tart.
Yeah.
There
The
you go.
tarantula juice is a particularly incredible drink. I remember I found this out. It's kind of mythical. It did happen. There has been accounts of it being drank. Right. It's made from Carson Valley gin. Now, back in the old days, to transport was a nightmare from alcohol. So there was a book that used to get you how to make industrial spirit seem like real drink. So Carson Valley gin was wood alcohol, turpentine, oil of vitriol, rosine, and essence of laurel. That's what with the Carson Valley gin. So that's if you order the Carson Valley gin, that's what you'd be ordering in that, right? And this one, the actual tarantula juice, was laced with strychnine, tobacco juice, and puric acid. Yeah, and you used to order it in 2 shot glasses, right? So you'd order this one, and then you'd have to hold the other one, and then spit out as much as you couldn't drink. And then it was hallucinogenic, meant you mental. It was one of the drinks, if you drank that, you were having a bad day.
Yeah.
So that was, tarantula juice, but real drink. So, we all got it. 3 out of 3. I expected you'd all get that one, but what a fucking drink.
5 pints of tarantula juice, please. lads.
Lads. You're not ordering that, Ibiza.
2 drink maximum.
Because after 3, you're dead. Right, okay,
Would
we'll
like
move
to
on.
go blind.
See me after, no chance. No, okay, so next drink. Tie me to the bedpost. That is, tie me to the bedpost. Is that fruity, sweet, or tart?
Is there any play on words in the title?
Is
No.
it tangy?
Okay.
Tangy
'Cause I
to the
thought-
bedpost.
It's kind of sinister, really, isn't
That
it?
is, yeah, no, it's a kind of BDSM drinking thing.
And why would you tie a person to one bedpost?
Yeah, that seems unkind.
Yeah.
You're gonna
see
sit
when-
here
see
watch
when
this.
a mummy dom likes a very much they tie one another to bedposts.
No, remember David Blunkett,
Yeah.
the blind politician.
Oh,
What was the gag about?
Too much
some-
tarantula juice.
No,
Yeah,
there was
so-
something. seen more bedposts than David Blanke's dog because he was a shagger. Right?
That's right. That's right.
So tie me to the bedpost, singular.
Tie me to the bedpost.
Can you tell us what country it's from?
This would be actually made in Ibiza type area.
Oh,
It's
right.
a party drink.
This is a summer of
Debauchery.
87. Yeah.
You're gonna get dysentery drinking this.
Yeah. when
It's
times were
I can't
So-
trust me.
6 a.m. Ibiza.
$45
Your
drink.
ears are bleeding.
Oh yeah, is there a price?
No, there's a fuck ton of alcohol.
There's
in
a
this
lot of
one.
booze in
There's
this,
a
right?
lot of
Comes,
booze.
it comes probably in a fish
There's
bowl,
vodka.
There is not.
Well, that seems to be a base thing for most of these.
There's got to be a white spirit in there
But
somewhere.
see,
Is there any information on
love
who
the
invented
fact that
Bacardi.
Frank,
White Bacardi.
Nope.
Is there
White
any
rum.
information on who
Light
invented
rum there is.
White rum.
Right, but we're not doing that because then Billy will just go, fruit.
Yeah,
Is there any fruit in this?
Is there any pineapple in this? Is there any information on who invented it?
No.
Alright.
Probably a nightclub owner and his
Yeah.
last fucking
Peter
That's
Stringfellow. How ironic it would be if it was David Blunkett, doesn't even know what's fucking in it.
He invented it just by picking anything out.
Yeah,
of
it's
ours,
just
just pouring it.
Soda Stream and Domestos.
That's another trance. Or just one.
The name is it sounds like a sexy drink. Sounds like
Yeah.
a drink that you would maybe have if you were girls or boys in the night.
You
out,
can
or
see
just
this
girls
one
on the
with
night out.
definitely with umbrellas and sprinklers.
Yeah. And
This
you're
is-
never,
this
you're
is
never
an-
having one of those and going, oh fuck's sake.
This is an event of a drink. This
Alright.
is even as a hardened drinker, I'm looking at the ingredients and going,
I am gonna go with fruity, and I have
Fruity.
virtually no basis on.
fruity. Can I pressure others for an
I'd like to
answer?
know more about what's in it, but I'm veering towards fruity, which has been a byword for my career.
A little fruity, Fred.
What's
Fruity Macaulay.
what? Tell us one more.
I can't.
You
at that
can't,
point,
alright,
I'd start-
okay.
I'd start
What
beginning
kind of
with
glass is this served in?
Any fucking glass you like.
Interesting.
It's one
I'm
of these drinks. No,
picturing
it's
a
not. This
a
is
big
this is served in a
bowl.
little delicate thing. This is a fucking.
I'm thinking a
bucket.
big bowl
It's a big
with a
bowl.
stem.
This
stem.
is an angry
Oh,
drink
I
you should only be used in
see.
hand-to-hand
I see.
combat.
What's the
This could take out several of Caesar's
Yeah.
legions.
It's
one
got
of the
ribbons. It's got ribbons hanging
fuckers.
from it.
Was this in the TV series Chernobyl?
It was not, but it may have caused it.
All right, okay, I see.
I went to like a kind of cabana type place when I was in Sevilla.
Oh, have you been away?
Yeah. I don't know, you can probably see my tan.
Did you meet renowned American actor Cruz Campo when you were there?
Yeah. Yeah, he was like, groovy. It's weird that he was Scottish. These mad drinks, they all have like 6 alcopops in them, so I think that's sweet.
I can tell you they haven't.
Too bad.
Oh.
I've locked the answer in.
You're committed.
So
Sweet, fruity, Fred?
Absinthe? Is there absinthe
That's
in
not
it?
an answer in fruity,
No.
sweet or tart, but
No,
I'm
I'm going fruity.
Fruity. So we have 2 fruities and a sweet. I can let you know that Tiny to the Bedpost is in fact fruity.
Oh, wow.
Fruity. Wait, you hear this. Amaretto, cranberry juice, orange juice, peach schnapps, pineapple juice, coconut rum, light rum, and dark rum. This is literally
Rum.
rum. It is a massively fruity. It's the peach schnapps, orange and cranberry juice and amaretto that give it its fruity
Uh-huh.
texture.
That actually sounds quite nice.
See, this is the thing
Aye.
about cocktails. They're a very functional alcohol delivery system, and I enjoy them.
Uh-huh.
So, right, moving on. Sex in the driveway.
So this
This is-
tastes like the back seat of a Ford Sierra.
This is sex.
Sex on the
In the
beach
driveway.
for the working class.
So sex in the what?
Sex on the beach for the working class.
Sex. Well, it's based on it. I'll let you a wee hint on that one. That may be giving the entire game away, but Fred
Another
jumped
another
straight to it.
cocktail
So it's
fingering
sex.
in the bus lane.
Sex in the driveway. No, I think it's up the arse in the back of the seat. That's the next one after the series.
I love the name. I genuinely do love the name of that cocktail. That's amazing.
Can I have sex and driving, please, barman? The barman's soul dies a little more.
As he just sprinkles some gravel in it.
Off you fuck. There you go.
Could I have a gravel rash in the forehead, please?
Just slash my knees up.
Does this come out after Sex on the Beach?
Oh, this is extremely modern comedy.
Oh, very modern, right? Okay. How fucking boring.
No,
This is what they have on the big fucking night out and being
I
pure.
mean, it's actually based on Sex on the Beach, which is a lot older than you'd think.
What's in Sex on the Beach?
I can't tell you that.
Because I genuinely have no idea.
I know.
Sand and Sadness. A new show by Billy Kirkwood.
Sand in the ass crack.
Incidentally, the alcohol-free version of Tie Me to the Bedpost is Untie Me from the Bedpost, you pervy bastard.
That sounds like something you'd shout at a priest.
Counsellor.
Ego te absolvo.
My booty.
Do you know I've never had a glass of Sex on the Beach,
yeah.
so I don't know what's in it.
I kind of find
Is
it's
it
one of the ones
vodka?
I love this about people. You are correct. It is a vodka stable, which is great because I can tell you that, and it tells you absolutely fuck all about the taste.
What country of origin?
Again, this is another one made up.
You know,
in
if it's going to be like Yorkshire, it's going to have stout in it or something.
Yeah.
no, this
Somewhere-
is going to be made up.
See, it's the use of the
Yeah,
word.
I don't like
This is a weird way
Driveway.
to apply the logic. You see the word driveway in there?
Yeah.
I'm wondering that sounds quite bleak to me.
No, it's an Americanized one.
Sex,
so.
yeah. in the
Even at
driveway.
that though, it sounds like someone's poured Guinness or stout or
No,
some. You don't
No,
think so?
I can top that one. No.
Oh, that's good to know. That's good to know.
Aye.
I'm gonna get tricked. Fool me once, shame
Yeah.
on me.
Uh,
Fool me 4 times. You're
uh,
taking the piss.
I'm getting scabby knees and a scared up
Yeah.
head.
4 6 on a driveway, please. It just sounds like
Buy me dinner first.
sounds like a chapter in the Tyson Fury novel. I mean autobiography,
Pamphlet.
as opposed to the novel.
Biography.
Crayon.
Biography, yeah.
Just crayon written. And, yeah. Aye. So sex in a driveway. Can I pressure you for some answers in this one?
Well, by process of elimination, I'm going sweet.
Okay.
I'm gonna go tart on this one.
Just sweet and a tart, Craig.
This bad boy's got orange juice in it, so I'm going fruity.
Actually, you're answering the question from the question before, but that's fine. That's okay. So you're going fruity from.
Locking
It's
it
a
in.
controversial way of doing it, but my God, we're going all in.
Do you know what? I love this because every and again, people on this podcast totally surprise me. Like the Reverend had the best one ever, where he just decided in one of the earlier kind of iterations of the show, he decided in a kind of episode where one of the things was completely true and the other option was completely false. He decided that neither were true and stuck to it. It was amazing. It was like, so Craig, well, applying the same logic, has just went answering a ingredient from the one before and just basing it on fruit.
I saw one. Yeah.
So we have fruity,
A tart, please.
a tart, and a
sweet.
sweet.
We've got
I can let
one
you
of
know,
us is right.
I can let you know one of you is correct. Sex in the driveway is in fact sweet.
Hey.
Sweet.
For my
It's a
sweet.
twist on Sex in the Beach. It's got peach schnapps, blue chiquero, and vodka. And the big thing that makes it sweet is the Sprite mix.
Oh,
I so wanted you to say like a
Yep.
slice of gatto or something like that. Really
and a
ridiculous.
crunchy.
Crunchy, full crunchy. Just
It's two shots of insulin as well. So, fruity sweet or tart. So that is us on fruity sweet or tart. Elliot, can you furnish us with the scores, please, with as least abuse towards me as possible?
Fuck no, you sexy silhouette of a swindled partridge. Right,
Sorry, can you say that again?
Sexy silhouette of a swindled partridge.
Okay.
the Corby winners. Yes. Fruity sweet or tart, which coincidentally is a name of the latest brewed by Elon Musk. Rightio. So we have here that round. Fred got 3 points, Billy with 2, and Craig with 2. But Fred also wins bonus points for saying fruity the most in honor of LGBT History Month. So well done, Fred.
Hey. So we'll move on to the next round, which is Party Heroes or Drunken Zeros. This is where we go around the panel and we ask them, who would you definitely, out of all history, have a drink with, and who you definitely would not? Let's mix this up, and we'll start with Billy.
Oh, love it. Who I would definitely have a drink with?
Yep.
Zig and Zag.
Zig and Zag, the kind of puppets
The big
from
breakfast
Irish
puppets,
TV.
man.
Oh, were they not nicked from RT1? And
Well,
then moved
RT1
over?
had Podge and Rog, who were the same ones.
Right.
Who it turns out Louis Walsh seems to be morphing into. Boyzone documentary. What a piece of shit. So I don't want to.
Yeah, no, he is. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to have a drink with Zig and Zag. To keep it short and sweet, I'm going to have a drink with Zig and Zag. What a night out in the town with a couple of Muppets. That's going to be fucking fantastic.
all
We're going to
been
have a great
there.
night. But as for that vile, used, rotten condom of human flesh that we call Louis fucking Walsh, who wouldn't be the ally of anyone at any given time, and I hope it deals in a fire torrent, a volcano of cunt and diarrhea. That's who I'm not having a drink with.
Do you know what I like about Billy? Is he sits on the fence a lot of the time and doesn't alienate anyone.
I've never liked him. I never liked him when he was. You know that way you can just tell someone's a
Just
piece
wait
of
till the
shit.
phone goes, Billy, it's me. I've got a gig at the Aviva Stadium.
Billy, I've got $4,000 in my pocket. There's a joke for someone who's seen Billy.
Yeah, I genuinely don't think I'd have anything to do with it. I'd watched the Boyzone documentary. If you haven't seen it, it's actually it's really an amazing watch.
I would see they're all great. One of the things about Boyzone is they could all sing. It's so uncommon for like boy band groups.
Watching but then watch the horrible hatchet job that this man did just for the sake of headline. I know I've used the phrase jokingly, but it was a different time. These guys' life was just completely exposed. I fucking there isn't a funny bit coming to this because I genuinely watched
I can
it
see the
at
visceral
the end
hate.
of last week, and I like, what the? How are you allowed to fucking exist? Never mind all the. No, I better not say that.
Yeah.
Lawsuit.
Lawsuit.
Allegations. So, I'm gonna drink it with Zig and Zag. I'm gonna drink.
I like that. I like going out with puppets. I mean, imagine what a fucking night out would be with Waldorf and Statler.
Yeah, exactly. What a night! I mean, Kermit's going to be up for fun getting away from Piggy, and Piggy, don't even get me
Did
started.
you see the interview that he did in television where the woman was trying to pressure him, going, "Are you basically do you live with Miss Piggy?" And he just went, "How's this?" I was what's her name? Ruby Wax. Not Ruby. Ruby Wax, and she was asking him, what's the sex life like? And he went, "This is 100% me." Like, I have no dick. It was basically on national television. You're like, oh, fucking well done.
Well, he does if he's on the roulette chat thing, because there's a Kermit on there that'll pop up every now and he's got a cucumber. Don't know if anyone's seen the meme or what have you. And Gonzo's and Ali. So, yeah, totally. I am.
No, I love it. Drinking with Muppets and staying away from...
Zig and Zag used to make me laugh, like, and they also represent... They represent a point where breakfast telly used to be really fun.
Yeah, because you could genuinely tell that everyone was having fun because the two news presenters were still coked out their head from the nights before.
Love
it
that.
was fantastic.
We need more of that back in the telly.
Even a kid, 8-year-old going to school, when you saw the puppets come up and the two people strung out trying to hold on to their lives.
Love
Fantastic time of television.
We need more of that back. The only
We
time
do.
Chris
So-
Evans may have been tolerable.
Party heroes or drunken zeros? Fred, who is your party hero and drunken zero?
Okay, this is a bit pithy. I'm
shocked by the
I
rest of the
would
world.
like to have a good piss up with my paternal grandfather, and none of you guys know or knew who he was, and neither did I, because Fred MacAulay, who I am named after, passed away just a matter of weeks before I was born, and I remember when I was about 13 saying to my old man, what was your dad like? And he'd fought in the First World War,
Right.
and he went to the war 3 times, my dad said.
Did he not get it right the first time?
No, well, you're going to regret that, because he was seriously injured twice.
Oh, okay. Well, see,
They
he didn't
brought
get
him
it
back,
right the first time.
hospitalised him, and put him back to the front. And he
Wow.
survived. It was miraculous. But I would love to have a sesh with my granddad,
Oh,
okay?
that sounds great, man.
So, aye, but
he
Cameron
also
Highland...
invented transfer juice. while he was at
Aye,
it.
but when he went back to France, there was no battalion, so they put him in the King's Own Scottish Borderers, right, which were mainly guys from Selkirk and Hoyk, and my grandfather was a Gaelic speaker from just outside Tarbert and Harris, and Gaelic was his first language and pretty much his only language, and I think that's how he survived the war, is because he hadn't a fucking clue what he was getting told what to do, right?
I like the idea of drinking with your great granddad.
Yeah.
No one's ever brought up their own family before for the that's a
Oh,
good
right,
one.
okay.
So, but
I
who
think
would
it'd be
you
a great way to learn
Oh,
someone.
who would I not drink
who would
with?
you not drink with?
I know he kind of comes and goes in the news a wee bit, but I was thinking about who would be a real, just an absolute somebody that you just could not bring yourself to like under any circumstances.
I'm not gonna.
Royal family, Prince Andrew.
Oh,
yeah,
God,
no,
yes.
There's nothing. There
I
is
mean,
nothing
you're not ordering
becoming
whiskies
of
at
him.
18 when he's there, are you?
No.
You're not ordering.
And a Glenn Farkless 15-year-old,
That's
yeah.
right. Can I get this? Was an 18-year-old in a
Yeah.
barrel? It's too old. No, I prefer it. But oh God, they don't serve drink in Pizza Express, though, do they? No.
I thought you were going to say
It's
Epstein's
licensed.
Is it? Oh.
Ah, licensed to thrill.
Island. Pizza Express. Was it like Pizza Express in like somewhere really weird, like Stoke-on-Trent or something like
I
that?
was a-
no.
I was a
And I don't
particularly-
sweat. Apart from all that sweating you do.
Yeah, like
Aye.
everyone on television fucking watching you.
Yeah.
It was like 1984, wasn't it? Just don't believe the thing over your eyes,
Yeah.
just what we tell you.
It's like the most shit X-Men ever.
Yeah.
What a terrible X-Power. It's like my mutant gene was I can't sweat. Oh, fucking watch it, Apocalypse. This cunt's going to have you.
Do you know what really did me in is when you heard all those stories about him not like his dolls and his teddy bears all need to be
On
in
his
a-
bed.
They all need to
aye.
be in a certain way or he loses his
Freaked.
mind. It can't be worth getting paid
No.
whatever you get paid to do
One
with
of them
that.
tied to the bedpost as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's a
Help,
drink.
let me out of here, sharp beer.
I'd like to go home now, please. I'm 47.
So, on that note, Craig, are you going to top this? Are you going
Nah.
for party heroes or drunken zeros? Who would you definitely want to drink this?
Right, so this is actually weird that you brought it up. I've said that I would actually like to drink with Louis Walsh. Listen, hear me out. It's because I think he would take it too far with a drink, and I think I could batter him.
On that long list of people Craig thinks he could take in a fight.
Yeah,
It's not that long. It's just Louis Walsh.
yeah, pretty
Louis
much.
Walsh, some cardboard,
That's
a
wet.
dead dog, a slug.
That's interesting. You got a premeditated plan. What are you going to do to rile them up?
Just talk about Brian McFadden leaving or something.
Oh,
I
right.
don't know. Yeah.
I thought you were going to say stuff like, you know who's good? Take that. Do you know what? Simon Cowell is a talented man. I'd love to have him as my boss.
So generous.
Yeah, it's so giving. Contracts and everything.
I would not like to drink with Will Smith.
Casey said his wife's name and he slapped you.
Yeah, I think it's proper. Just like it'd be like divorced dad pattern now. Like, no, I don't want to join your five-a-sides team. Like, I don't want to. I don't want to go to Prague with you and the boys. Like, I get it. You've got more time now. I just want to talk about iRobot.
No, I just
So, did Chris Rock ruin your life? Did he? Aye. And then he batters me.
slaps you. Yeah, I mean he did play Muhammad Ali. That
Bad Boys was good.
was it.
Bad Boys 4 's pretty good.
Okay.
It's good in business being as good as it is. There's nothing worse than I feel like I should fucking hate this. This is actually really good.
Oh, unless you get in with low expectations and being surprised, that doesn't
Yeah.
mean it's good.
It's pretty good.
So, okay, I think we're good with that. No one wants slapped by fucking Will Smith. Elliot, can you please furnish us with the scores?
Absolutely, you curvaceous consommé of clunge. Right, so I mean, I was surprisingly somber round. Honestly, I feel generally hearing all those stories, I feel a bit, generally a bit down and sad. And I'm like, man, because I had no idea Louis Walsh was a Muppet. But anyway, but you know what? I'm a big fan of Billy's mostly because personally I would love to drink with Charles Dickens, because I think if you told him about the Muppets Christmas Carol, he'd lose his fucking shit. So that'd be great. So big points for Billy there. And generally, I was generally touched by Fred's story in the beginning, talking about familial connections, drinking with your family. I was like, maybe think, man, I've really lost a lot of comedic potential since I left Norwich. But hey, Bernie mentioned Prince Andrew, and we're back in business. But you know what? I think generally, it wasn't a particularly funny anecdote. But you know what? I think something has to be said that Fred, I think, is the only guest we've ever had on this month in drinking history to actually bring his own drinking history. So yeah, I think top points for that.
Points.
Yeah, and Craig, he was there. So yeah, anyway, on to the next round.
Yay! Welcome to the Alcofacts of History round, where we're going to ask our panel to shout out their cheers to answer the questions. This is based on a question I'll ask. They then have to shout out their cheers, and if they answer with the confidence of a drunk, they'll get extra points, so they don't actually have to know the question as long as they're entertaining and forthright. So we're going to move on with the first question. What of the 4 countries in the UK, which one drinks the most alcohol per person?
Roderick the Plums.
Billy Kirkwood.
Briefly, if you'll remember. Oh, yes. Briefly, if you'll remember.
Didn't have the microphone.
I've got far too relaxed. I'll do that again.
I love the fact that he actually.
you're happy with that?
No,
Oh,
I'm
you're
loving
happy
that.
with that?
That was the confidence of a drunk.
That was the
You don't
confidence
need
of
a
a drunk.
microphone.
He said that without the microphone. That's
If you remember, Fife was briefly declared independent and an independent country, and Dunfermline, I think I'll find, is the most drunk country
It's the
ever.
drunk countries. Okay, what is the most drunken country in the UK? Anyone else going to try that one?
Hot Stones!
Hey, Fred MacAulay.
Well, it's either England, Scotland, Wales, or Northern Ireland.
That is exactly
Now,
the 4. Yes.
You would think just by, anecdotally that it's going to be Scotland or Northern Ireland because we love a baby.
We do.
Right? And then you've got a lot of middle class English people knocking back bottles of wine, locked doors, the kids are off to bed, let's get pissed,
Up to 7.
tied to the bedpost. But I think it's the Welsh, because they've got fuck all else to do.
So, okay, what is the country? Do you think? What you gonna furnish us with an answer, Craig?
So the answer is Wales.
Wales, yeah, no,
not
we have
that, not the
Wales.
Welsh.
We have the
Just in
5
case.
from Mr. Kirkwood.
Roderick the Plums!
Right, Mr. Kirkwood.
Narnia! Think about this, just living in the back of a wardrobe all this time, not paying taxes to the White Witch because they're sitting there too busy drinking it all. And then children turn up and they're put into slavery. What are you going to do about that? Nothing.
Nothing. Nobody. This is the questions that no one's fucking.
No one's asking.
No one's asking.
Nobody
Billy.
listens to the White Witch. They set a fucking lion on her.
I mean, they say what you like about her. She gets the fucking trams to run in time.
The trans running in time. The health system in Narnia is second to
Full employment.
none.
Full employment. Every fucking fenyer, every centaur, all has a job. It's just okay, right?
But you do have to register with the Royal Mail to get your stuff sent.
So, what country in the UK drinks the most alcohol per person?
Oh, I don't like gravy.
Craig Wilson.
I think just by sheer volume, it has to be England.
No, it's not.
No, it's
it's
not.
per person.
Per person. Per person. Well, I mean, just in the north of England, everyone I speak to there is like, wait, I don't want to fucking be here. So that's enough that I think you would be drinking a lot more than you've.
So
You
for a
would-
pressured
should.
answer, we have 2 Englands and 1 Narnia.
Oh, is it-
No, it's Wales.
The
Wales.
Dunfermline of the
Wales.
cupboard.
a Wales, an
Wales.
England, and Narnia.
This is
Walk
wonderful.
in your bar, right? So, I can let you know it is in fact based on the drinking beer numbers for 2022. It is England.
A recount.
No, the proportion of drinkers consuming more than 14 units per week is the highest in England at 21.8%, whilst Northern Ireland has the lowest rate of 19.6. Scotland is 20.6, and Wales comes in at only 20.
We would have been higher if the referee had been on outside.
Exactly. I would like to draw to your attention the World Cup of Rugby
No, I'm not saying we've not got spikes.
1993 when Gavin Hastings.
Because in 2022, 48% of all adults aged 16 plus in alcohol drank alcohol at least once a week, and only 46% of Scottish adults drank alcohol at least once a week. And I personally think that's fucking outrageous.
Aye, but now that we're letting prisoners out after 40% of the time, that's going to rock it.
It's gonna rock it.
We'll be back in the big leagues, boys.
I think though 2022 especially, like I had been on the sauce for 2 years straight because of lockdown at that point.
Well, yeah,
So I think if you're like me, you're like, yeah, I think I'll give it a miss for a bit.
Yeah, I mean, they had lockdown in England too. I'm just saying, right?
What?
Right, so we'll move on,
me?
right?
Oh, no, I'm quite enjoying it. I mean, maybe my English genes. I feel like I've colonised the conversation. It's wonderful.
It just sounds amazing. It's like, I love it when you cherry pick how, when, and what you're English at, which is very
fucking English.
It's tremendous. So we'll move on to the next one. I like this one. What is the most complicated cocktail to create in the world And can you have a guess at how many ingredients it has?
Oh, I don't like gravy.
Craig Wilson.
I think. Shut the fuck up. I think. Shut.
The key word is confidence, mate.
Shut the fuck up. I'm right.
Right, oh, okay.
That is pretty confident.
See, if your character doesn't have the right trait, you can just make him do it later. Shut the fuck up. I think it's an old fashioned,
With two
which
ingredients.
has 2 ingredients,
Okay, right.
because you have to stir it for 4 days.
Okay. What is the most complicated cocktail to create in the world, and how many ingredients?
Roderick
is
the
it made-
Plums.
Billy Kirkwood.
The Atlantic Ocean.
The Atlantic Ocean. There's a fuck ton in that, to be
Yeah,
quite
there's a
honest.
lot in there. You couldn't drink a whole one.
Do you know what? That actually links into history quite well, because there's a whole story where Loki tried to trick Thor into drinking from a drinking horn, and he says, most men can do this in one, and Thor went at it and fucking couldn't drink it, right? He went, you know what? Most warriors will get it in 2, had 2 goes and it couldn't. He says, okay, most weaklings can do it in 3, and he fucking had to go, still couldn't empty it, and it turns out because he'd linked it to the fucking Atlantic Ocean.
Prank.
I invented history.
You invented it, yeah. Billy's going with his confidence, he really is.
Stone.
What's Stone? Fred MacAulay!
It is tarantula juice. The original tarantula juice.
Milked from a
Milk
tarantula.
from tarantula. Which, if you live in the northern hemisphere, like what we do, that's a long journey.
That is a complicated
And then-
cocktail.
Once you arrive where the tarantulas are, you've got to know how to juice the tarantula. Right?
So tricky.
And they are notoriously difficult
Just
to juice.
Just those tarantula
Right.
nipples are a nightmare.
tiny little.
And, I know. And you know what's really annoying? They've only got 2.
What? We've got 8
Why have
legs,
8 legs and
Fucking
2 nipples?
12 eyes, and 2 nipples. This is outrageous.
Although the thing is, to them, they think they've got more.
Oh, well,
Luckily-
8 eyes looking down, I suppose.
Luckily, you might find it a tarantula that has expressed juice.
So, no.
Yeah, I didn't say it was easy.
I did not.
No, it's not.
It was a very complicated cocktail. No, so the most complicated cocktail in the world is, in fact, from Glasgow.
Oh.
And it is the Commonwealth cocktail. And this was
From
created
2014?
from 2014. Right. Anyone want to stab at the number of ingredients in the Commonwealth cocktail?
Roderick the Plums.
Billy Kirkwood.
4,038,000.
Any advance in
Stone.
Fred MacAulay.
1. Yeah, Bucky!
Just Bucky. Bucky with a fucking sprinkler. That's Anyone want to take a stab?
Oh, I don't like gravy. 47.
Craig Wilson, 47. Okay, no,
Bang in the middle.
No, surprisingly, Craig's the closest. There is 71 ingredients from all around the world. It was created by a mixologist called Mal Spence from the Kelvin Grove Cafe. The ingredients all representing all parts of the nation taken in. Americas, Africa, Asia, Caribbean, Oceania. From Scotland we had wild strawberry, New Zealand, Malacca honey, and Jamaica we had orca, and Canada had loganberry.
As in the killer whale?
Yeah.
Orca.
You
not
should,
orca.
you should see the size of killer whale's nipples. They are.
You know what? Milk a killer whale. A new show by Billy Kirkwood.
They're actually in the Natural History Museum, whale's nipples on floor 2, 3, and 4.
They thought it was a lighthouse.
How many people drank the Commonwealth?
Do you know what? I
Cocktail.
reckon this was just a publicity stunt.
I think it might well
I
have been.
bet, is it
We
written
put
down
in
there?
strawberries.
It was in the Kelvin Grove
Mal
Cafe it was
Spence.
made, so
Is it written down there if it tasted fucking stinking?
it you know what it does. I have read through it. I only cherry picked a lot of the kind of stuff. There's no cherries in it apparently. But seriously, it just looked like a complete bollock.
Yeah.
Can
Yeah.
we go there and all request one
3 of them.
Yeah, yeah.
3 each.
We'll
Can
be,
we
ba-
have 3
we'll
of
be
these?
back tomorrow.
I wonder if Mal Spence is going to update it for the 2026 Commonwealth Games
Just gonna put one more
coming to
ingredient
Glasgow
in.
again. Aye. It would just be 4 ingredients.
It would just
because
be
nobody else is
Bucky,
coming.
and Bucky. That's
I better put one in for America. Racism.
racism. A gun. I'm just
The missing bit of Trump's ear that grew back.
a Glock 9. That's how you drink it. You drink it out of a gun. What is the world's most widely consumed alcoholic drink?
Roderick the Plums.
Billy Kirkwood.
Kathy.
Not alcoholic drinker.
I stand
Just
by.
stand by it. She's fermentated and fun.
If you've never had a Kathy, you've never had a night out.
What is the world's most widely consumed alcoholic drink?
Ooh, I don't like gravy. Gravy.
Craig Wilson.
Gravy.
Oh, I thought you were double done it.
Tell you what, I'd fucking... No.
Are we soup song and gravy?
He's so pissed he's got an echo.
I like the echo. I like ferment.
Stone. Oh, sorry.
Fred MacAulay.
Wine.
Wine. Yeah, but things. So no, I'll rush us in this one. No,
Sorry.
actually, the world's most widely consumed alcohol is in fact beer.
Oh,
Beer is so widely consumed there is only 2 drinks at all drunk more than it: water and tea. Tea. Yeah, tea. And the next one down is beer, who beats out coffee. The beer is the most populated alcoholic beverage worldwide. In fact, after tea and water, beer is the most commonly consumed drink in the world. The first beer was brewed in 4000 BC in Mesopotamia, a region covering most days of common of Iraq, Iran. Wine comes in fourth about 6000 BC, but the earliest drink that we've already covered is mead, which is about 8 to 9,000 BC. We don't quite know where that comes from. But there's a wee bit of a mix-up in this one. We don't know. There is proof that wine was invented in China in about 6,500 BC, because there's a thing called tannin that they find and as in archaeological kind of things, and we've found that in pots and things. So it's a bit, we don't know. It might be, wine might be 500 years earlier than we thought, but we don't know. We can't prove it. So there we are. So the most commonly and widely consumed alcohol drink in the world is in fact beer.
Cheers.
So we'll move on to this one. Right, here's a kind of weird one. I like this question. What is the difference between tequila and mezcal? So what is the difference between tequila and mezcal?
Oh, I don't like gravy.
Craig Wilson.
The taste.
Actually, they're strangely similar, so no.
Hot Stones.
It's Fred MacAulay.
Is it the name?
It is in fact the name. Well done. Fred MacAulay wins this empty
That was a
Wallace
very
glass.
QI thing, wasn't it?
It?
Damn.
No.
Billy was just about to come in with something funny, but no,
You're more. He's
Fred
going to
wanted
see
the
that.
point.
So, no, it's not. No,
Wasn't even listening.
Well, what is the difference between tequila and mezcal? Actually, when I say it like that, it sounds more like a Bernard manager. What's the difference between tequila and mezcal? Your mum. No, it's like, no. So what's the difference between tequila and mezcal?
How they vote.
Oh, he's getting the top points deducted. You didn't say. You didn't.
I know,
you,
because
you,
I'm trying
you
to keep
didn't
it
choose. You didn't choose. Okay, so we'll move on then. The difference between mezcal and tequila is actually strangely something that's happening in Scotland right now. Is mezcal is an actual name of the area. That's the thing. So tequila is a protected term. So you can only have real tequila if it's made in Jalenso. I can never get that pronunciation properly. And it's in Mexico from a blue, like agave kind of plant. But whereas mezcal can be made anywhere in Mexico. So, and we're going under a little thing in here in Scotland when they're trying to make English single malt
Single
with
malt.
the E missing, you know. So the protected term of Scottishness is under attack by cunts. So, so tequila was commonly produced in 1700s. Mezcal and margaritas and all this kind of popular. It's one of the drinks, but who knows? Vodka is traditionally made from grains like wheat or rye, but can you name another thing that you can make vodka from?
Roderick the Plums.
Billy Kirkwood.
Kathy.
Kathy is in fact on the list. No,
Yes, I knew it.
I knew
Because
it.
technically
No.
you
Vodka is traditionally made from grains like wheat or rye, but can you name another thing that you can make vodka from?
I don't like gravy.
Craig Wilson.
Potatoes.
It's on the list, yes, but we'll go on. Can anyone name anything else? Just keep coming, shout them out.
Hot Stones!
It's Fred MacAulay.
Hot Stones!
Sadly, is one of the things that's not on the list.
Roderick Plums!
Roderick's Plums.
Roderick's Plums is on the list. Kathy and Roderick's Plums are both on this list.
Cabbage.
Cabbage. Yes, you can make them cabbage.
Oh God, that's not going to be nice, is it?
It's potatoes, grapes, apples, corn, sugars, beets, maize, sugarcane, fruit, honey, maple syrups. You can literally make vodka out of almost anything.
The calves of an overexcitable librarian.
You know, this goes a long list. That might be on there. I'm not entirely sure. Global vodka market is worth about 42 billion a year, right? And the weird thing about that is vodka market in North America is dominated, accounting for 31% of the global market, and that's North American vodka, right? But in Russia, more than 30% of all of the world's vodka is produced in Russia, right? But they export so little of it, right? Because 90% of all of that is consumed domestically. Another interesting fact about that, there has only ever been 2 prohibitions in Russia, right? One ended in the fact that the entire family get wiped out in the basement. Do you know the ones I'm talking about? Yeah.
Prince Andrew? No.
It was not Prince Andrew, no, but there was very young children there that might have been there. No, so the entire, and that led to the fall of that kind of end of Russia. And the second one was Boris Yeltsin, that led to the fall of the USSR. So there's only been 2 things of prohibition ever in Russia, and it led to the fall of both the dynasties and the USSR. So how about we stop fucking about with Russians' vodka, because they go to shit when you take off them. Okay, so that leads us to the scores. Elliot, can you please, sweetheart, furnish us with the scores for that round?
Absolutely shall, you cuck à l'orange. I'm proud of that one too. Right, I feel this round was quite an easy win for Billy, because it feels like he always sometimes manages to be the angriest yet the soberest out of anyone. But I loved his Narnia anecdotes because he just sounded like he was indeed found drunk with an eye and a switch in a wardrobe. But because he lost points for not warning Roderick about the plums at one time, he actually Fred takes the lead in this round with feverish confidence. Also, I enjoyed all the lovely spider facts he gave, which is ironic because he doesn't look like a man who's ever been on the web. But you know what? It's a game of confidence. Craig actually, I think, factually got the most answers right, but it's a game about confidence. And honestly, the thing is, I think he actually quite likes gravy.
I love it.
It all comes out. There's all still to play for.
So we'll move on to one of our favourite rounds of it. We're going to go with a drunken lie or a sober truth. That is, Elliot is going to read you out 2 little short stories. You're going to wait till the end. Then you can ask him some questions and then work out which one is the drunken lie and which one is the sober truth. So, Elliot, can you please function us with the stories?
I absolutely shall, you greasy grey lump of trifle. Right, so your stories today. Oh, you can choose which one you'd like to hear first. The first story is Cleopatra once won a £10 million bet against Mark Antony. The other story is the Naked Gun got away with a very sinister joke. Which one would you like to hear first?
Naked Gun got away with a very sinister joke, please.
That's the film Naked Gun 33 1/3 featured a joke that was so goofy you would never expected it contained a much darker and despicable meaning. It was so niche that only people with a deep knowledge of the wine connoisseurship and the American prison system would get. In a scene, Nielsen is undercover in prison where he shuts down an attempt at foiling an escape by starting a mess hall disturbance. He does this by insulting what the prisoners are being subjected to for their meal. First, he yells about the gruel the prisoners are being forced to eat before complaining that the Chateau Leblanc 1968 is supposed to be served slightly chilled, but this is room temperature. A glib line about an expensive wine, but in the real world had a much more sinister implication. Chateau Leblanc 1968 was a wine at the center of a scandal that rocked the private prison service in Wisconsin, USA, where 2 federal judges were convicted of accepting money and goods in return for imposing harsh adjudications on juveniles to increase the occupancy at the private prison. In the trial, it was given special focus that cases of the wine, Chateau Leblanc 968, were sent to each of the judges as special bonuses whenever they would meet their quotas for sentencing each month. Each individual bottle would have cost well over $1,000. In the press, the trial was to become known as the Chateau LeBlanc prison trial. Even when waiting to be sentenced, the judges were referenced as being the Chateau Arrêtés, which is bad French for house arrest. The reason we know this link is because David Zucker, writer of the film, stated in an interview when asked about the prison scene, he brought it up because he from himself was from Milwaukee in Wisconsin, the area where the trial was held, and so kept the joke in as a subtle, sinister reference.
So, after the wine, what's the next story?
So, the story about Cleopatra. Cleopatra is traditionally considered one of the greatest beauties of all time, but in fact, she was so much more than that. Cleopatra the Seventh was educated, spoke multiple languages, and co-ruled Egypt for about 30 years, although she was always the more powerful ruler of her regions. She had fillings with various powerful men of her era, like Mark Antony and Julius Caesar, but she used these relationships to strengthen her political position, and on top of that, she was also someone you'd want to have a drink with. In 41 BC, Cleopatra and Mark Antony founded the Inimitable Livers Club, an organization that was supposedly devoted to worshipping Dionysus, the god of wine and fertility. But in reality, it was really just a drinking club that enjoyed nightly feasts and wine binges. During one of these parties, she made a bet with Antony that she could spend 10 million sesterces in a single feast, which is 10 million pounds in today's money. Cleopatra and Antony then went to dine together, and the couple was served a very normal meal which could not have met the worth of such a sum. As the meal was ending, though, Antony was beginning to believe he had won the bet. Cleopatra, however, called one of her servants over and asked for a cup filled with strong vinegar. Once the servant brought the vinegar to the queen, Cleopatra removed one of her massive pearl earrings from her ear, dropped it into the cup. When it dissolved, she drank the whole thing, and after it was fully dissolved, she therefore, ergo, had won the bet and drunk a 10 million pound drink.
So, we're going to work out. Is it the Chateau de Lies, or is it the Drunken de Thumb? Is it going to be, what one is the real story?
So, like, at the end of the meal, did Mark Antony see, like, the receipt?
I believe we just have to sort of take her word for it, but maybe all
Gratuity?
I mean, as far as we're aware, you sort of accepted defeat because I think it was well known that all of her jewelry would have been worth such a large sum. She had the most expensive jewelry in all of the world.
She didn't buy Elizabeth Duke.
It wasn't Monsoon.
There was a bit where you were saying, like, at the end of the meal, she brought over a servant, and it's like, they're not going to eat this servant, are they? That is the first thing I thought. It's like, what's the price? Just with a price tag on its toe. It's like, I'm worth 2 million.
One of the good servants.
Yeah, that's one of the good ones. He's got his own. Beehive. Imagine that puts up the price a bit. I don't know. Not up on the servants' trade. So, it's because of the monetary thing. I find that one very curious. But like you say, they would take that leap of faith, really, as opposed to, I don't know. It's not very romantic having this playful bet and Mark Antony going, look, I need to see the receipts. I'm going to get an appraiser in here for this cup of juice. I've got issues with it. As for the other one, I don't know. I don't know what you gentlemen think. I find this one a tricky one.
Yeah, the scam about locking people up for longer so that they would get. I saw that in either a TV program or a film fairly recently, and I can't remember just what it was.
Squid Game?
No, wasn't that? No. I don't know why I've even brought this up.
Are you going to say like an American prison, a private American prison, had a scandal on?
Can you believe that?
The thing is, like,
we're having them here.
I'm a bit of a Zucker Brothers nerd. So I love the naked guy, even though the 33 1/3 is the weakest by quite a considerable margin.
I know what it was. Head and shoulders above all of them.
But part of me just wonders, like, would they've just put it in as a joke without thinking of the dirt? You know what I mean? Is that something that someone subsequently went, oh?
Are you going like someone said it to him and went, did you do this because that's really smart? And he
of course.
Yes.
Of course.
But as Elliot said, he is from the area with the scandal.
We only found out in the interview, so for all we know, he could have just been asked in the interview and he just went like, yeah, sure, yeah.
But the joke is still in it. So, although it is quite a funny joke in all fairness. I know it might not be the funniest joke of the franchise, but it makes me laugh. That would be the reason it kicked off a riot. So which one's a lie? I'm my guess. I've written Lie or Pie here. It's a new spin-off. It's a new spin-off podcast.
No, how did you spell liar? Is it like the guitar?
No, I spelled Lie or Pie.
Yeah, no, but I was wondering if it was a liar pie or a liar pie.
Liar.
No, it's lie or pie.
Oh, lie or pie, right? Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Liar or pie?
You gotta guess it. If it's a lie or a truth, or you get the pie.
Oh, right. Pow!
So that's what I was thinking.
And
But
I don't doubt that Cleopatra and Mark Antony, they were ridiculously opulent, weren't
Yeah,
Well,
they?
the thing about it is,
So
like, the ancient
that's-
Egyptians were the lushies of all time.
Aye.
There is nothing to touch it.
Yeah.
Everyone keeps talking about the pyramids. Oh, aliens. Bullshit, right? Honestly, what we do know about how the pyramids were built was the fact that all of the people who built it partially were paid in beer. Right, so if you want to know, it wasn't aliens, it was alcohol. That's what fucking built the pyramids.
Yeah,
So
you
that's, if you want that, I don't know anything about these stories, but I do know that the ancient Egyptians were fucking lushies.
well, the thing that gets me about the description of Cleopatra, of course, is we've all seen those photographs that they took of of Cleopatra.
The
So we know how-
photographs that they took
of
of
photographs,
Cleopatra,
we know
yes,
how
of course
gorgeous
they
she
did.
is. So for all we know, she was a toothless
Well, that's all history, isn't it? It's word of mouth.
with 4 foot and.
It's like Craig being the hot one of the podcast.
You're the hot one.
You
You're
don't
the
know.
hot one.
You don't know.
And what's
Well,
wrong
I
with
will
being
never
4
know.
foot and toothless?
Oh, sorry, man.
A new show by Fred
Semantics.
MacAulay.
I married that girl, goddammit. But,
Hieroglyphics. I'm veering towards Cleopatra, Mark Antony being true,
Oh, okay.
but Naked Gun, 33 and a third.
yeah.
Yep. See, it's almost
The joke,
as if
the
these
in
things
joke.
are designed to both sound like the truth, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm going to say I think Cleopatra's the lie and the
Okay.
truth is Naked Gun 33 and a
So
third.
we've got
Just because, a lot of history is made up. There, I've said it.
yeah.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have a podcast if there wasn't.
I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
pretty
But
much,
but I really like that. That's why I enjoy the show.
So it's down to you, Craig.
I don't doubt that there's like so many jokes in the Naked Gun movies that could have just been like, oh yeah, I've heard that. What's that? Yeah, okay, let's put that in because it's related to this thing I've heard. But I just feel like throughout history, there's nothing more entertaining than fucking watch this.
Like, I'm going to sneak this fucker through.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with that. I think that resonates more
So
to
we've
the
got
human.
So
Fred
that
goes
is
for
that two.
Cleopatra, and 2 going for the Naked Gun.
I'm going for Cleopatra's.
Oh, you go for Cleopatra?
Oh.
Yeah.
That didn't sound like what you were saying.
I'll admit, I am pretty confused with that.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Maybe you don't like
literally
gravy.
at that point, it sounded
No,
like you
it's
were-
like
But go for
it makes the most sense. Everyone in history has gone, watch this.
At some
Okay.
point.
Elliot, can you let us know which is the drunken lie and which is the sober truth?
Well, he may claim to be the hot one, but his pants are not on fire because Cleopatra was the truth.
Hey! So, Elliot, I'll give you a couple of minutes and you can work out what the scores are on that.
Oh, righty-o. I see you shall, you naughty, neglected parsnip. Right.
I like that one. That was.
Yeah, that's a
very
keeper.
nice.
Well,
I'm putting that on my fringe poster.
although with the bonus points given to both Craig and Fred, I can reveal that currently it is neck and the lead between Fred and Billy. So either one of the, but it's a culturally prize. Craig, you can win the first serving of my new patented drink, which is Sex in the Queen Street Station of Greg's.
Okay, let's move on. So the final round is Finish the Alco Quote. That is where I start a famous quote about drinking from someone from history. Our panel will then jump in at any time to hopefully finish us with a funny or pithy and witty ending to it. So let's start right away with 3 be the things I shall never attain.
Peace, love, and a reduced sentence for larceny.
That was Epstein. No, 3 things I shall never attain.
A bath bomb, a fishing net, and Dave Berry's phone number.
Who's Dave Berry?
Radio Heart DJ.
Okay, 3
See,
things I shall never attain.
I think this is going to be a rhyming one because you would start the sentence with, "Oh, I'll never attain 3 things." So
Oh,
it's
no,
got,
it's
it's going to have to
definitely
it's going to have to rhyme with attain, isn't it?
Yes.
3 be the things I shall never attain: a cat and a dog, and finding my way home.
That was
That was worth the wait.
That was charming.
3 things I shall never attain.
A limited platinum disc of Dorothy Paul's "Smack My Bitch Up" cover.
Oh, see,
That's
someone's,
one,
doesn't it
someone's
rhyme?
leaking some information in that.
I'm not into the rhyming.
3
Not
things I
into
shall
rhyming.
never attain.
A calculator, an abacus.
Oh, very good.
Very well done. Very well done. Oh, I think I got a clap there. It's very deserved. 3 things I shall never attain.
A gold medal at prolapse snooker.
3 things I shall never.
You don't want to hear the story? That's fine.
I don't know. I'm moving on. No. 3 things I shall never attain. No, I'm just going to go to the end of this one.
The elusive
I'm
number
literally
71.
destroying Craig, right. 3 things I shall never attain: envy, content, and sufficient champagne. That was Dorothy Parker, famous lush, and I wish that's someone I would definitely want to drink with. Right, okay, next one. If you wait all day for something, you're a procrastinator. But if you
fuck one hedgehog, you're Spiky McFucks a lot for the rest of your days.
A new show by Billy Kirkwood. Spiky McFucks a lot. No. If you wait all day to do something, you're a procrastinator. But if you
Write your jokes the night before, you're a podcastinator.
Podcastinator. Ooh. If you wait all day for something to do, you're a procrastinator. But if you
Run towards an elevator with an out of order sign, you are a public nuisance.
that sounds like a story. But we'll
Ah,
move
wee
on.
bit.
If you wait all day for something to do, you're a procrastinator. But if you
I'll think of something funny later.
Yeah. If you wait all day for something to do, you're a procrastinator. But if you do it first thing in the morning, you're an alcoholic. That was Michelle Wolf. A literary academic can no more pass a bookstore than...
Me.
I mean, that would be something hard to pass. A full Fred MacAulay. Right? Just like, oh, Jesus. No. A literary academic can no more pass a bookstore than...
Hugh Edwards can pass a school.
Wow.
Jesus, I wasn't ready for that at all.
A literary academic can no more pass a bookstore than...
A dwarf can wank off a giraffe.
Oh, that's such a great... I mean...
It's called going up on someone.
A literary academic can no more pass a bookstore than...
A Guinness drinker can get through a conversation without telling you the top 10 places that pour it the way he likes.
A literary academic can no more pass a book stand than an alcoholic can pass a bar. That's Carolyn G. Helburn. Every form of addiction is bad, no matter whether...
Scoutmasters say under questioning.
Every form of addiction is bad, no matter whether...
It's eating pound coins, 50p's, or even just the coppers.
It's a puggy joke, isn't it? Yeah, okay. Every form of addiction is bad, no matter whether...
It's made up or not. Fuck it, I'm addicted to kissing Rihanna.
Every form of addiction is bad, no matter whether...
I'm dead scared of reading this one out because
Go on.
I know that Fred's got loads of showbiz friends, and I'm dead worried that this might be one of them. I don't
Every
think
form of addiction is bad, no matter
so.
whether...
You don't know him, do you?
Fuck off!
Because he follows me on Twitter. Do you know that? No. Fucking does.
Every form of addiction is bad, no matter
Go for
whether...
it. Whether Michael Barrymore's Big Book of Kinks says it is or not.
Okay. Oh, that was
Or a kinks, or as I like to call them, stoner landmines.
Every form of addiction is bad, no matter whether the narcotic be alcohol, morphine, or idealism.
That's
Wow.
C.J. Young.
I'm coming in with a late one. Every form of addiction is bad, no matter whether you follow them on Twitter or not.
Hey!
Oh, I don't follow him.
Never said you did.
It's a great advantage not to drink amongst...
The bins.
It's a great advantage not to drink among...
Your friends who went to jail for stealing people's credit card details and pockets keep beeping.
That sounds like a story as well, but we'll move on. It's a great advantage not to drink among...
Okay.
A monk. An entire monk, that would be quite hard to digest. Fuck off. It's a great advantage not to drink among...
A wasp orgy, especially after the hedgehog thing.
Yeah, you're going to get a ticket.
Yeah.
To the great wasp orgy. So, it's a great advantage not to drink among...
An anvil that says Acme on it and a drawing of a sexy roadrunner.
Hey. It's a great advantage not to drink among hard drinking people. That was F. Fitzgerald from The Great Gatsby. Okay. I have this disease late at night, sometimes involving.
Dildos and a dartboard.
Was that R. Kelly's defense? No, I have this disease late night, sometimes involving.
Doing forward rolls until my downstairs neighbours have to get the big broom.
The big broom. I have this disease late night at sometimes involving.
Worrying and doom scrolling, or as I like to call it, anxiety tennis.
Doot, doot, doot. I have this disease late night, sometimes involving.
Pat Sharp and Dib Dabs.
I have this disease late night, sometimes involving.
Watching Brian Harvey fuck a baked potato.
I have this disease late night, sometimes involving.
Well, I don't know what it's called. But the only cure is trying to sneeze with your arsehole plugged shut. You can't do it, no matter how hard you try. It just throws you off your axis. Sorry, I just read that apparently you can't sneeze with a butt plug in.
Apparently, I've just read this.
I'm more observed.
As you have noticed in this podcast, Billy hasn't sneezed once. No. I have this disease late night, sometimes involving.
Calling up a random number, saying the full address of an abandoned TK Maxx in Kilmarnock, and then just ending the call with, "You know what to do."
Oh, I like that.
I always thought you were a spy. I have this disease late night, sometimes involving.
Walking into an emergency vet's reception, eating a full pack of Quavers, and then just leaving.
Okay, I have this disease late night, sometimes involving alcohol and telephone, and that is Kurt Ferguson Jr. from Slaughterhouse 5.
Of course.
Well, guys,
That's very
Jesus,
cool.
and I've read that. Should have recognised it. I thought it was Twitter and celebrities.
we are getting there. Guys, you know what this means? We have made it to the end!
Last call for alcohol.
Elliot, can you let us know who is picking up the bar tab for this month's drinking history?
I absolutely shall, you sexy man with a face like a disused duvet. It's time to close doors and grab the scores. Based on the government's monthly recommended drinking allowance, all of our guests are ranked out of 60 units. In last place in picking up the bar tab and this delicious Baltic cooking sauce, it is our wasted wanker Craig Wilson with 40 units. In second place, it is a tippled troglodyte Billy Kirkwood with 48. And in first place, mostly because he was the only person on the show who's been able to actually tell Billy Kirkwood to fuck off, it is our favourite inebriated imbecile. It is Fred MacAulay with 50 units.
Yay!
Thank you.
Remember, this is just a bit of fun. Please always drink responsibly, and if you have any problems with alcohol, please go to the website drinkaware.co.uk. This podcast was sponsored by the Comedian Tattoo, and you can find out more about comedy events on the website goodtattoos.com/comedy.